Hey guys, welcome to Brutes and Magoots, where today we are going to be swapping out the stock bridge on this Washburn Nele guitar. This is Nuno's signature guitar, basically his version of the Tele. So I got this with the idea of trying to just kind of make it like a sleeper guitar where it's brutal, but it has more of like the classic aesthetics to it. And I don't like this bridge at all. So today we are going to install the Babicz bridge, and we're going to see how well this performs, how easy it is or how hard it is to get it set up. Basically, like, it's a full contact bridge, so the saddles are screwed to the plate versus the standard type where you have the set screws that raise the action and your only contact points are the set screws to the base plate. So we're going to see if it makes a difference or not. This is a Goto plate that they use on here, but I just don't like it. I don't like the saddles that move and stuff. I mean, you can literally just change your string spacing and stuff by adjusting the saddles and stuff, because this stuff just shifts around, and I hate that. So we're just going to see how well it does. My one curiosity here is, since these are raised, because there is a cam that works inside there, I don't know how well it's going to work for palm muting. It may be an issue, it may not be an issue, but we're going to see. So let's go into the studio and we'll take a close look at this, and then I'll do a time lapse on the swap out for it. All right guys, so I've opened up the package now. They include the bridge mounting screws, and then a cool inclusion here is that they have longer intonation screws, so in case you need your saddles out further, they include a few of those just in case, which I really appreciate. Let's look at the bridge itself. Now this is aluminum construction, which I'm not sure how that's going to work out in my application. I feel like because I really don't want the twang, but I want that single coil like note separation and clarity. So this may not be for me, but I really like this system. And then I really don't love the laser etched Babicz logo right there. I feel like I wish that was smaller. With this system, you can go through the back of the guitar, or you can load the strings through here. And you can swap out the cams in here. These are aluminum, but I have a set. I just went in and ordered a set of brass ones to maybe warm it up a little bit. And then if I really don't like this plate, what I might do is just get a brass plate and drill out the holes in a brass plate to accept these saddles. But anyway, it's all pretty straightforward. The cams are to adjust the string height, and that's really the only thing different. One is an adjustment screw, one is a lock screw to lock in that adjustment. The main difference here is where the saddle bolts to the plate. So you leave these loose and you adjust your intonation like you normally would. Once you have that in position through adjustment on these screws, then you lock it down with this guy, and they give you 3 different holes just in case, just wherever you might be as far as distance, that way you can lock it down. So I do like that. Set this guy aside. Here is a look at the instructions. I'll let you guys pause that if you want, and this is like universal instructions for the different style bridges that they have. Here is the cam setup, an explanation on how to adjust it, but it is all fairly straightforward. This system's been out for, I don't know, probably like 15 years now, I think. But there's really not a whole lot of people I see using them, or I hear about them that much. So I'm kind of curious how this turns out. While I do this, I am installing these bare knuckle Cobra T bridge and neck pickups. So this video is just going to focus, however, on the bridge installation, and I'm kind of excited about it. The only thing, again, I'm worried about the material being aluminum. As far as my application, I feel like brass would be more what I'm wanting, but I have to get everything mounted and get those pickups in here and see where my tone is at afterwards. So let's dive right on in. All right, so I have the bridge all installed, and before I string it up, I just wanted to show you guys the cam action that does the string height adjustment. So you can see a little cam in there, and take this screw right here, put that guy in there, and as I turn the screw, you can see that rotate up like that. Get that in focus. See that? And that adjusts your string height. And then this other screw, set screw right there, that's what locks it in place. Like once you get the height or you're happy with it, that's what locks it in place. And then as far as intonation, it's the standard setup. You screw or unscrew that guy to move the saddle, and then depending on where your position is at on the plate, you put the screw down and lock it in place, and that gives you that full contact where this is up against the plate. And I definitely like the design. Again, I'm not really sure on saddles with this all being aluminum, and the cams are aluminum too, but I did get, I figured I'd show you what the cams look like, but here are brass cams that I probably should have just gone ahead and thrown in there, but anyway, I figured I'd try it the way they recommended it. I talked to him, and he recommended it this way, so I'm going to try that out. It's not a huge issue to swap out the cams inside there if I need to, but we'll just give it a shot. So I'm going to go ahead and string this up and get it string height adjusted, intonated, and then we'll take a closer look when it's all done. All right, guys, so the bridge is finally installed and set up. It intonated, super easy. I really like that you have the ease of adjusting that way and then locking it down. You don't have to worry about the saddle shifting anywhere. As far as setting the string height with the cams, that was super easy too and easy to lock down. I feel like stability is definitely there. Now, I don't know about like the increased sustain and improved fullness and things like that. I haven't really noticed that kind of difference in the tone, but overall, it is a nice system. And the only real drawback I have for it is when I set it up, you can see like how low the strings are in the cams. So when you're doing palm mutes, I'm finding my palm kind of like riding up over here, and I prefer that to be a more leveled out a little bit, I guess, or I just wish that this surface was closer to this surface as far as doing like palm mutes. Now it is easy to get used to, but still, if I had my druthers, that would be a thing. I think what I may end up doing is I may end up just routing out this cavity for the bridge and dropping the entire bridge down into the guitar, you know, 2 or 3 millimeters or whatever. And that way that'll force these cams to have to go up to match the height from the fretboard, and that way I can kind of get around it and then have all the benefits from the bridge. The only main drawback besides that is the name on the bridge, which I'm not super fan of, but you know, it's kind of personal preference. I think he actually has some plates where it just has a little name etched right here. But really, that's kind of nitpicking stuff. Overall, it's a quality product. I didn't notice tones being too bright or anything with this aluminum, which was a concern of mine. It seemed like it was pretty comparable to the way it was before. Again, I run high gain stuff, so you're not really gonna notice a whole lot if you have like a lot of gain introduced into the signal. Not as much as what you would if it was clean tone anyway. But I digress. Overall, I think it's an awesome system. Again, the cam saddle heights is the main issue, but I'm probably just going to route this out and drop the whole bridge and kind of get around that. But overall, it's a pretty badass system, and I definitely recommend it as an upgrade for your Tele. As always, feel free to leave any questions or comments, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I will see you guys later.